Hello everybody, this is Geopolitics. Today we're going to focus on the Blue Nile. Blue Nile, which comes from Ethiopia. Ethiopia is a northeastern African country which was not colonized among the countries in Africa. That is the only country that was not colonized. People say that Liberia was not colonized too, but the majority of the people in Liberia were some people who were to go to the Americas during the slavery or when the Africans were being taken to America, but those people remained in Liberia. So we can't say that that country was not colonized. The only country in Africa which was not colonized was Ethiopia, and it is because of its mountains, and in these mountains it is where this Blue Nile comes from. So now the people in Ethiopia, they built a dam. They call it GERD dam. So this Blue Nile, it is the river which helps Egypt exist. If there is no Nile, there is no Egypt. It means Egypt is a desert, a country of desert with 90% of its territory being in desert, and on this 10% relies on the river Nile. So as this dam is built, so there is conflict between these two countries, Ethiopia and Egypt. So Ethiopia has said that this is going to help their citizens or the inhabitants to get electricity, because they have been at a civil war. This civil war was it was going on in Tigray region of Ethiopia. So as they have got peace, now they have inaugurated this dam. They said we're going to now to develop economically, so we need this dam because it's going to help us sell electricity to other countries, but also to help us to give electricity to our citizens because they don't have electricity. So Egypt has refused. They said no, we don't agree with you, because if you stop the flow of this Blue Nile, because the majority of Nile comes from the Blue Nile. So if you build that dam, it means you are going to damage our crops, because Egypt relies on that Blue Nile for the Nile for agriculture and also everything, because that is the only river that crosses Egypt, and the whole country is a desert. So they have been in clashes. Both countries are in the African Union, but because of this project, now there is a conflict, and we don't know what's going to happen, because Egypt, if you talk about African countries, you can't remove Egypt, because Egypt is a global superpower in Africa if we compare to other countries. So, and it's because of this Nile which helps them grow agriculture and everything, even water, so they can survive. So now, because of this dam, now there is a high risk for Egypt to be in a bad situation, especially because of this dam which has been built by Ethiopia. And as you know, Ethiopia is a great country where I think they have the largest airline in Africa, because if you want to travel in Africa, you have to use the Ethiopian airline. This is a great country with a great civilization, and it's a very great country, a strategic country in Africa. And there is international mediation. There has been years of talks between different bodies, but this has failed to reach an agreement between Egypt and Ethiopia. Egypt has submitted a letter to the United Nations Security Council warning that Ethiopia unilateral operation of the dam is a breach of international law. So You see, this is a very hard issue. The dispute has shifted from a purely water-related issue to a broader geopolitical conflict. Egypt has been expanding diplomatic and strategic ties with Ethiopia's neighbors, such as Somalia and Eritrea, even to pressure Ethiopia. The dam has been inaugurated anger between Egypt, Sudan, and Ethiopia. These three countries, because of this project, they are not happy. They call this dam Grand Renaissance Dam, or GERD. So that's what they are calling it. It is built on Blue Nile in Ethiopia. Ethiopians are great people. These countries are very populated. Both Egypt and Ethiopia are very populated countries. Ethiopia has a population of 135.5 million people in 2025. So that's why it needs this dam for its electricity. 135 million people without electricity. That is unacceptable. And Egypt also needs this water. They also have a population of 118.4 million. 118 million. African nations are getting very populated, and this is very good for their future. And it's a wonderful thing, but they need these resources, they need these developments, and as the population grows, they need these projects, dams, everything. So that's why there is clashes between Ethiopia and Egypt right now. Thank you everyone, have a wonderful time, and I'm happy to have this service or this activity, this channel, because it helps me communicate with people, and also helps me build bridges between different people around the world, because as I told you, I choose this service to do this service in English because I want to reach everybody around the world. English is the business language, and that's why I chose to do this thing in English. I live in Quebec, and here in Quebec, the language that we speak here, it is French, but the majority of people here also understand English, so I need their support too. And have a great time everybody, and thank you for watching. And around the world, if you are in Asia, if you are in Africa, if you are in Oceania, if you are in America, if you are in Europe, anywhere in the world, I'll be happy to see your comments and your likes and your subscriptions. It will really make me happy. Thank you.